Hi everyone, it's me Gaming Do, and today I am here for my third Loud House review, which is the episode Teachers Union, and I have been doing the Loud House episode reviews ever since Phantom Pains was released, and I'm going to be continuing on with every new episode, probably ever. So, today's episode was called Teachers Union, and the plot was basically about Lincoln and Clyde trying to get Coach and Miss.Johnson together, basically, so the coach takes it easy on them and Jim. And in my opinion, was this a good episode? Yeah, it was a good episode. Not great, but good. It was definitely better than Reader Her Rights, but not as good as Phantom Pains. Here's the thing. You had some really likable characters like Lincoln and Clyde, and Lori, she was the only sister to appear in this episode. She was alright. She wasn't bad. She was pretty good, I guess. She did come off as trying to pick on Lincoln, I guess, a little teensy weensy bit, but that's what you get with siblings. Like, you get that from siblings, like an older sister or something. You'll get that from them all the time, so it's kind of to be expected. She was pretty good in this episode. Clyde was good. Everyone else was kind of mean-spirited or just utterly unlikable. The example for mean-spirited, I'd say, goes with the gym teacher. Just because he didn't. You know who comes off as a very dislikable character in this episode? I'll tell you that when I'm done with the coach. The coach is really mean to the kids. Like, even as a joke for the episode. Like, I know they're joking and all, but really, it looks pretty freaking painful, the thing they're going through in gym. And, yeah, he does become a little tiny bit nicer in the end, but then he chases after them after that, and it just kind of ruins his character for me. But do you know who my least favorite character in this entire episode is? That honor goes to Miss.Johnson. Why do I hate her in this episode? Is because of one word. Or not one word. She seems to be materialistic. Oh, she doesn't like him for his looks. She doesn't like him because he's a nice guy. Well, he's not a nice guy. I can understand that. But basically, she's pissed off about her date that was bad last night and gives all the kids pop quizzes just because her freaking so-and-so date didn't have a yak, or her date didn't go to like Paris all the time. If your girl expects you to like go to Paris all the time, or sorry about that, they want you to be like this big rich guy and they'll only date real rich guys. This may be one of the worst things I have ever said, but they're not real women. They just want you for your money and they're gold diggers. I will not date gold diggers. I will date a woman who likes me for who I am. And Miss.Johnson would not be one of them, trust me. First off, she's freaking in her 40s, so forget about that. I'm 16. And secondly, her personality is just... Ugh. I'll say something. This was kind of a character-ruining episode. For Miss.Johnson. I don't really like her anymore. I think she kind of strikes me as materialistic now. I never really necessarily liked her in the first place, but now I kind of dislike her. And to be one of the basically my least favorite, like, I'd say major Loud House characters. She's probably my dead least favorite. Just because she's materialistic. I don't know. I don't really like her in this episode. However, there were some really good things in this episode. Like, I like the coach in between the beginning and the end of the episode. He was really good then. And, like I said, I'd say the three best characters of this episode are Lincoln, Clyde, and Lori. Lori was actually surprisingly pretty good in this episode. Yeah, she picked on Lincoln, but that's what sisters do, I guess. And then Lincoln and Clyde were pretty much flawless in this episode. I love their relationship of how they're like. I love their friendship in this episode. That was great. So, where does that leave me with my rating for Teachers Union? I think I'm going to give Teachers Union an 8 out of 10. It's a perfectly good episode with a few problems, but they're mainly passable to make it just good enough to be a very good episode. Not quite as good as Phantom Pains, but it's not as bad as Rita Her Rights. It comes right in the middle. So yeah, that's about it. Gaming View here. See you later. Bye.